It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that grey chalk and biscuit coating.
It's so hard to have a gay time on your own.
It could be that smooth toffee ice cream in the centre. Or that whole delicious golden gay time taste.
Hard to have a gay time on your own.
Street's Golden Gay Time. Now available in smooth chocolate, mouthwatering mint and scrumptious strawberry.
I don't know what to do about the depression and the inflation and the Russians and the crime in the street. All I know is that first, you've got to get mad. You've got to say, I'm a human being. God damn it. My life has value.
Because I'm a hot little potato right now. Doesn't anyone notice this? I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
That's what I spend my time doing at the at the end of the workday. Is putting together short, truncated clips of my favorite angry people in movies. Welcome, everybody. I have something to get off my chest, and I was writing a update, which I will finish, to put on the campaign page. But I also I just want it on the record. I need a cathartic discussion here. It may be a one-way discussion, but hopefully you'll be here to hear it and listen. Let me just quickly say hello to whoever's shown up. I know it's late or early. Some of you get up early. Hey, you SDA. He says, hey, you Bogan. How you going? Hey, Sheev. Sheev stands with Camel. Yeah, I heard they were making fun of him on Shane's. I would never make fun of anyone with my YouTube channel. Frog G says, confirmed that my copy of the Lucent has landed safely in the States. Soon it will be in hand. Yeah, I'm going to, in the update as well, I'm going to give everyone a link to a special site that gives much more detailed description of exactly where your book might be. So I'll do that as well. Hail Mo Biggs. Who else have I got here? Oh, good morning, Mr. George Travalos. I'm doing better now. It's been a bittersweet week. Good things and bad things have been happening, but it's turning a corner. Hello, NTM. I could use a Golden Gay Time tonight. That would be good. You know they've got Violet Crumble Golden Gay Times? They're never as good, though. Hello, Skip. Hello, Stephen. Yeah, I might color later. We'll see. I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you, and then maybe I'll turn this into a coloring stream. We'll see. It's hard to color and talk. And keep up with the chat. I found that. Hello, Oz Great Sage. Hello, is it me? Hello, Devilfish. Hello, Ryan. There's Mel. She just saw me get a cup of tea. She's in the house baking crepes for the kids. I had one. They're delicious. We all know that. How Gaycroft. Hello, Frakoff Felgercarb. You changed your avatar name, I'm sure. It's late and early for Mo. Yeah, he's in that twilight zone. Who else do I see here? Why are you here? I'm going to give an update on what's going on with the fulfillment of the Lucent. Oh, Anton was just flipping through his copy. I hope you like it, Antoine. I don't want to displease a gentleman scholar like Antoine Dennison. I came here for the free pills. I don't deal in pills, but I feel like I have been taking them. Let's all focus on the good things. We are lucky to be here watching good show with good friends in the chat. I do feel lucky. I feel blessed. I have been so lucky with so many things in Comicsgate. So blessed to have a chat that I can just, turn on a stream, and then within a couple of minutes, notice a whole bunch of people will be hanging out here saying hello to each other. It is awesome. David, yeah, absolutely, man. It was just my pleasure. David didn't get his tracking number, so we sent that to him, and I believe it's on his way. No, thank you. Bot from Twitch. All right, so what is going on? Okay, let's tell the story. Let us tell the story. So we all know that when I originally ordered the 12-page preview comic, it's right there. I just bundle it in with the Mixum order because I thought, well, it was a good price. They're going to have to send over the main book anyway. What's the harm? So they did that, and they actually emailed me and said, "Hey, do you want me to send this out first? Because it's it's obviously a smaller book. There's no extras or anything. We'll print it first and send it out." I said, "Great," and luckily I did say that because they did send it out. It's been well documented. They just chucked a whole. I think they chucked 300 in a box overseas. Not a single one was usable. Not a single one made the distance. So that was print job number 1 for the 12-page preview. 100% failure rate. I don't think there were any print defects on it, although it did print too dark. I don't know why. Where's the Lucent 2? Comics Mate asks. I will be working on it after I finish Replicator, which is actually really lighting a fire under me to put in as much time as I can on that book. So that was a write-off, and I managed to get the money back for the printing, but not the shipping. There you go, lesson learned. Okay, don't order things overseas because the shipping is obviously more expensive. Usually, when you buy print jobs here, because they have freight couriers, you get pretty much free shipping when you print domestic, because they have deals and everything. So yeah, I didn't recoup the shipping losses on that. Mo says it did print it. No. Are you also premiering a new cartoon today? No, I'm not, Skip. God, I wish. I have the audio and it is perfect. But as I said, busy man. But it will happen. So yeah, that was annoying. Everyone knew about that. They did delay our beginning of fulfillment by about a week and a half. So I went to the man who printed Bob's book, Replicator, and I was reasonably happy with the print job. I think it could have been better. I don't think it was as good as the print job that Rob got on his book, but it passed. And I needed books. I needed, straight away, 800 books to get fulfillment underway, because it takes time to slip them into the thing and everything. So I just was like, we're under time deadline here. The guy was super nice. Sent him out. He was really careful. He wrapped them up in plastic. Like, it's not shrink wrap, but a kind of shrink wrap. And then there was the bubble wrap, right? Still, out of the 1,000 books I ordered, 300 were damaged in transit, and there were also a few defects. I won't lie. So I just, that guy was super chill about it. I sent them back so he could check out, what had happened. I think what happened is they just rolled around in the back of a truck. They were in single cartons. The cartons were mangled. And, a whole bunch of them got done in. George says he feels... Man, this... You're right, man. My God. I felt like I needed to just give a little extra taste of the Lucent. When Ethan released Blood Honey, and some people just got the book. They didn't get any ash cans. And then they came back saying, oh, I liked it, but it wasn't enough. It felt like I should have gotten more. I wanted no one to have that feeling, and to let people know, there is a second book. This isn't just, something that I'm doing one off. And so, yeah, that's why I wanted to do this preview book. So I'm down 300 books now. Okay. Well, Mel starts fulfillment. She's getting through 50 a day. That's cool. I got time. I also need reprints of this, which is the unedited edition. And Mixum Australia printed these. Now, Mixum UK messed up, but Mixum Australia never did me wrong. They everything they've ever sent me has been immaculately printed, perfectly shipped and everything. So I just thought, well, while I'm getting these reprinted, I mean, they have the file, they printed it. They have the file. I don't have to send them anything again. You just go into their site and hit reprint. But while I'm doing that, why don't I just get them to print another 250 painted death books? Because they have also printed this book 8 times while I was doing kind of color checks. They printed this book 8 times. I just got a couple printed at a time, just so I could, check that the color is all good and everything. Oh, it's too dark here. And, it's been a hassle to get this thing printed, but I think it was worth me because I learned a lot about, what I've got on the screen and how it gets to there. We all know the stories about the color correcting. So, they've printed that as well before. So I thought, all right, we'll do that. Well, I get the books back in time. Mel hasn't gotten up to the end of the amount of unedited books. But so they arrive on time. We open them up. They're beautifully packed. It's above and beyond. They're wrapped in plastic, 10 at a time, and then flipped, so that the spines don't all kind of curl up. And then they wrap that in plastic in groups of 5. So you got 50, double bagged, just perfect. Bubble wrapped as well in a nice thick box. Not a single copy, and this has never happened to me, getting anything printed. Not a single copy came damaged. I was amazed. And plus, Mixum Australia's printing, the paper, the quality of the print is superb. It's almost the best I've ever seen. I saw a great comment here from Antoine. The tchotchkes are the appetizer. The book is the main course. The teaser is the dessert. I love it. That's a good way to put it. Yeah, it is right. You have to explain it. Mo says you have to explain it way back for we'll understand, Antoine. The tchotchkes are the first Golden Gay Time. The book is the second. The teaser is the point. Mel calls him a fat ass with a chubby face who's getting pimples. As I'm putting you on a diet. That's what happens at the end. David L, what's my next project? My only projects are the Lucent, David. This is my whole thing. I have I've been living in this world for probably over 10 years developing it. And then, at least a couple of years creating these first 2, or more than a couple of years, creating these first 2 books. And now it's finally there. You better believe I'm leaning into this wholeheartedly. So there's nothing else on the table for me other than Lucent. The Lucent. Crazy Pills, you're on the goofballs. I'm on the, why is this happening track. So I got the books back. Now, where is it? Let me show you here. The 12-page preview comes back, and I'm not going to hold them up because I've tried it already, and you really can't see the difference on the screen. You can actually, the difference is, I'm going to show you some photos. You can't see it on the photos that much either. So whatever you're seeing here, give it an extra 20 to 30% to what it looks like in real life in terms of the error. So if I zoom in here, hang on, let me do this so I make sure I can see what I'm doing here. Right, so can you guys tell the difference here? So on this half of the page, there's red in the skin tone. On this half of the page, it's like it's been stripped out, right? All right, that's not good. I open it and I see that, and okay, what's going on? These guys have never failed me before, ever. And I printed prints, I printed test copies, I printed postcards, everything. Antoine says, yes, it's quite obvious. Yes, I see the difference. Yes. Okay. It's like her left arm has jaundice. The K values in the second half arm are practically Bancroftian. So I go back to them. Her arm is Lucent, very clever, yes. And is it on different paper stock? It's on different paper thickness. So this is the cover on this side. It's printed on 170. This side is printed on 130. It's the same paper. More to the point, though, this is the 9th time I've printed this book. This has never happened. You know, sometimes like the colors will be too dark, but that's a global thing, or they'll be too red, or they'll be too green. That was my fault. Like that was my, that was me learning and just tweaking the colors as I went. But it would be a global issue. They've never given me a print back where the entirety of the interiors has this issue. It's not as noticed. Like this is the most noticeable part in this book, because most of this book, if anyone's received it yet, you'll know there's a lot of surprise, greens, blues, and strong yellows. There's not much red in this book, so it's not overly apparent in the interiors, except that it's really light. Perfectionist. I mean, yeah, I slaved over these colors. I pushed back my release date. I'm late on this book by months. I pushed back so that I could get the colors right. And not only that, I spent $50 a pop on these, getting these, what are they called? Getting these print copies done. And so that, by the time I do hit print on it, they're perfect how I want them to be. And then finally, when I hit the print button and order 250, this is what I get back. Let me have a look here. So here you go. This is what the book should look like. Let's zoom in on a place where you might here, like up here. There's a lot of red on her face up here. She's been, anyone who's read the book knows she's been through the works. She's been through the ringer a little bit at this point. All right. So this is what the reprint looks like. You see that? It's like the red has just been sucked out, but it's not just the red. Everywhere is lighter. It's like it's insipid. It's like all the oomph and vibrancy of the colors is just sucked out of the entire page. It affects the browns. It even affects the greens here. Like look over here on her uniform. It changes color. It becomes like a light blue. It's supposed to be a kind of deep green. They ran low on ink. That's what it looks like to me. There's some sort of, I don't know if it's magenta. It just looks like, and it's all the interiors. Yeah, there's no exactly right. And keep in mind, this looks a lot better on screen in these photos than it does in real life. In real life, it's a real like, ugh, kind of moment when I open it up. I was like, what is this? Kind of thing. I don't know how visible it is. Look at the color on the side of her face here, which I remember. It took me 2 days because I'd actually done this and it was too yellow, and I went back and I made sure I added red back into her face, right? Because I thought it needed it. Otherwise, it did look too yellow and insipid. So I edited, and it's just gone. But it affects everything. You can see, like even on the sheet that she's under, the yellow disappears. So it does affect all the colors. I'm just showing a few panels, Leroy. I promise not to. It's a real bush pig moment. Are you able to do a side by side on one panel? The side by side isn't a visually impactful as flicking it like this. And these are obviously just photos. But yeah, so that's this book. I mean, even just I thought just this in and of itself, this one small spot, right? That's enough. That's a printing error. You didn't give me a professionally printed product here that I paid for. Now, keep in mind, this is just the reprints. None of these went out. I had 700 printed from the guy that Rob prints through. They're the ones that everyone's received. So they don't have this issue. I'm not sending these out. Are we looking at a proof or the actual? This is the printed thing that they sent me. I got 250 reprints done so that I could finish fulfillment. And this is what they sent me. A lot of people's books are still in Melbourne. It's so frustrating, Jeremy. Some of them have been sitting there for a week just at the airport, and they just keep saying process with the carrier, process with the carrier. Yeah, hopefully your book needed to be quarantined because some guy got the flu. Totally. Yeah, so that is the 12-page preview. Now it's even more visible on the Crackhead cut. I'm going to spoil some Crackhead cut things, but I think you've seen a lot of this stuff before. This is what it should look like. This is how they printed it. Can you guys see just it's so much more yellow. It's like the red has just disappeared out of it. But on top of that, like the punch, the vibrancy is just gone. It's been stripped out of it. I mean, I can zoom down on certain areas. You can see the difference. You know, the color in her face and in the background is just not there, right? Here's another one up here in the purple up here. You can't really see it as much up there, but it does seem to be an issue with the red. This book in real life looks really pathetically insipid. Ella looks jaundiced in that book. That's why they've been corrupted. It looks like there's a duller pastel filter over it. It really does. So there's that page there. Here's a page from the interior. Again, the red stripped, and now it's sort of like a kind of a muddier yellow color. But I think it just kind of looks like the color's gone here because our eyes tricking us to thinking, oh no, it's the camera is just lighter. You know, the lighting was brighter on that photo. It's not. It's much lighter in the flesh. Yeah, check it down here. You know, the light in the bookstore. You know, all the color red has gone out of there, and same thing over here. Look at Amita's skin. Now Mo will know. I did my, you know, he knows about the K values, and he warned me not to go overboard on my black characters here. But you know, the printers just took care of that themselves. This is, yeah, anyway, I hope that you can see the difference. This one is like, this page just looks like garbage. I don't know how clearly you can see that, but look at this metal panel here. You know, all the red, it's very yellow. It's not the same. It's a lot. Even the blue seems to have kind of disappeared. So yeah, that's KSS says it's drained of red. Second print run. Well, this is the third print run, actually. So this is the third time I've had this book printed. This is a this is the Crackhead cut, man. No, this is pre even Joe. Like Joe and I we spent days going over my lettering to make it better. And you know, but this is before all of that. So the lettering in this book is a sight to behold. But yeah, so this is not Eric's letters. This is the Crackhead cut, the unedited edition. Pandemonium says, well, I got my puzzle, and at least it looks nice. You did see a Joy Division t-shirt, tall shirt. I'm sorry to do spoilers for anyone who hasn't hasn't received the book yet, but I just needed to get this off my chest. Oz Great Sage calls me out for racism. Fair enough. Bo knew it would happen. You can sell them as the Crazy Pill edition. Well, I was hoping. David L says, oh no, SJW haircut, red flag. She has a good backstory with that haircut. And there was a woman on Twitter with almost the exact same look who was completely not a crazy SJW. So, they are out there. This version of the Lucent is the world outside your window, at least my window. Oh, Matt got his safe and sound. Fantastic. So that's the third printing. The second printing, and the crazy thing is these are reprints. They've even printed these fine before. So I get in touch with them. They get back to me and say, please send me some, they said, no, I sent photos originally, and then they asked for some sort of clarification. I sent them back an email. That was 6 days ago, I think. 6 or 7 days ago. I didn't hear back any of them the next day. I thought, okay, maybe they're busy. All right, I'll give them a day. Next day, nothing. Okay, so I messaged them again. Nothing. The next day, nothing. Messaged them again. Nothing. All right. Meanwhile, I'm super busy with things. The anxiety in me is growing. Mel is no longer sending out, packages. We still have 200 or so parcels left to send. They're not going out. So I messaged them again. Nothing. So I that's it. Enough. Okay. So I call them. Remember, this is Mixum Australia. I call them. No one answers the phone. It just it actually redirects me to the UK. And of course, it's in the middle of the night for UK. So all I can do is leave a message. They email me back. I have to call them back at, in the evening for me. And, I just say what's been happening. I'm wondering, what's going on here. And then they give me a message back that says essentially, this is digital printing. Sometimes there are slight color variations, even across pages. Essentially, tough titties. That's it. End of story. It's not the email I wanted to receive, especially after I'd waited almost a week to, get that email, get them to tell me. I could have been going to another printer in that time. Why are you calling a business in Australia? Stick your window. Yeah. Oi, mix up. I didn't ask to speak to the manager. They have a customer care person. She's the same person I'm dealing with in the UK to get my refund on the 480 damaged books of the main Waking Dream book. That's still in process, by the way. I thought Mixum Australia would be different, considering I'd gone with them for, God knows, over a dozen print shops, and they've all been perfectly fine. In fact, they've been amazing. So, yeah, it's if Mel had been handling this, the situation would be resolved already. That's what she says. She gets very angry, and she's starting, she said that a tweet the other day. And that's just the beginning. But so I'm going to appeal, and I think I'm just going to have to send them some of these copies back to the UK so they can actually see them in the flesh, to be able to acknowledge, and hopefully they will acknowledge the fact that these are printing errors, and I'll be able to get the money back. But who knows? Either way, I can't sit around waiting while you guys are waiting for your books, those of you who haven't had them sent yet. So I went to a printer that I've been working with for quite a while. I should have gone with them from the very beginning, but I didn't, because I had this silly idea in my mind that I wanted to go with a printer who I knew had printed other people's comics. And then you just kind of find, and that's what Mixam had done. Like, lots of people use Mixam and have no problems with them. And then I went with the printer that Robert used because I'd seen his book, and it looked great. And those guys are great. I got I don't have anything bad to say against them. I don't think their print quality is quite at the quality of Mixam was, and then this new group that I've gone with. But I've this new guy sent me. I sent him these files yesterday, and yesterday afternoon he had these proofs here this morning, and I can honestly say I've never seen a better print job. It's like, for a digital print, and if you know how digital printers print, you can tell just by the way that the color is formulated on the page. But it is beautiful. It's a beautiful hand feel. Everything is amazing. There was a slight issue. I think there was a confusion there as to what the pages, what the page thickness was supposed to be. But I know I said to him, there was about that, and he said, "Oh, I'll send out another proof today. You'll get it tomorrow." So, oh, great, okay. And these aren't costing me, $50 a pop like they were with Mixam either. So that's me. That's my that's my stupidity. Live and learn, I suppose. But yeah, there's red. There's red in these pages. They feel great. They look great. I know that they also can do really cool stuff as well. That's another reason why I went with Mixam in the first place, is because they can do the spot gloss and the matte laminate. These guys do that as well. Now, they are expensive, but that's just it. Like, I guess you kind of get what you pay for. You're right, Antoine. The black, man, it looks fantastic. I've never been happier to receive a proof than when I got these. It's so worth it to spend the extra money. And I mean, I wasn't trying to pinch pennies. That was never my goal. I was trying to go with printers that, I thought it was important that other people had used them for comic books. They know comic books. Like when you go, people use fulfillment centers and they don't know comics, and they just treat comic books like pamphlets. I had that sort of idea, and then I just find out, well, printers that have long experience with comics do the same thing anyway. So you may as well just go with the best printer that you know of, and that's these guys. So, and I had I've had a business relationship with this guy going on 20 years almost. So through other companies and stuff. So that is where we're at. I told him my situation. I told him this will be the 4th time that the preview book will be printed. I'll let him know about the delivery issues and everything. The good thing is they're in Melbourne. They won't be going on a truck interstate. They definitely won't be going on a plane. So I have no worries about damaged copies and everything. But at the end of the day, after all this, the point is that once I receive the proofs tomorrow, and assuming everything's right, which I have no reason to believe that they won't be, I will be able to go to print with the next what is it? I think I'll order 250. That should cover it. That should cover everyone, including up to the 1,000 backers that I'm going for, plus some more. And then there'll be also order a bunch more of the crackhead cuts, so we'll be all sorted. Hopefully, finally, at least that is the plan. That is the hope. And yeah, and so hopefully I mean, he was so quick with that. It may even be a couple of days. The print job, who knows? He said his digital press. I think he's got the best digital printer in Australia, the best machine. All these things you're learning in preparation for Lucent 2. Oh man, the things I've learnt, the things I thought, and now realize I was an idiot on. We all had a good cry. What are you talking about, Leo? I'm updating backers. Now I've got to somehow squeeze all of this into an update on Indiegogo. I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it, but at least you found another option for printing. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't go with them in the first place. Did these folks print your skate magazine? No, there's no way I would have been able to afford them. That was I had to pay for that out of pocket and then chase up advertisers for money, sometimes months and months, after, to get my money back. And so I printed in China for those. What do we see here? Devilfish, Monstrum D and the Lucent. Oh, talking about the books he's got. I think I want all my books perfect bound now. As long as the creator, and Von did this, lays out the book for perfect binding, doesn't put text that dives into the spine, I'm all for perfect bound as well. And I like having them on my shelf. I'm excited now to get this print version. It's going to look fantastic. And, like I said, Johnny's like, I received the subpar product. Look, it's a good print. But once I've received this now, I think, this is a superior print job. And I will be, as Crackhead says, going straight to this guy. Absolutely. For pretty much everything, I think. Everything I do moving forward. Prints, whatever. If everything works out now, that'll really save my butt there. I just got here. It says Phil, well, we've been talking for 37 minutes about Violet Crumble Gay Times. Sadly, I can't send you any because I think it would melt on the trip. So am I getting a different print run than the final 200? If you haven't got your tracking number yet, you will be getting one of these final 250. Same with if you've ordered a unedited edition, aka Crackhead Cut, and you haven't received its tracking number, you'll be getting that as well. So the search for advertisers is how Bancroft got hooked on VB and Gay Time. No, they're just, how can you be in Australia and not get hooked on those things? Leroy says, if we start over, get Mel so we can hear yelling and screaming instead of crying. I'm not crying. Why are you saying I'm crying? I'm not crying. It's just raining on my face. Hey, Passion, how you going? Thank you, Johnny. Thank you. It's yeah. Look, I think I'll be printing digital going forward anyway. The stress of offset printing might be too much for me, because what happens is you get a print proof copy at a physical proof, but there's no guarantee your digital, your offset is going to look anything like it. And those weeks of just sort of wondering, it's too much. Whereas if the way it's supposed to work is you get a digital proof, physical copy, the printed thing is going to match it exactly. Well, it's supposed to. And then when it doesn't, some printers say, oh, that's just color variations. Screw you. I hate that the colors are off, but at least the pages are in order. Very important to have your pages in order. My eyes are just sweating. Yeah, exactly. I feel like not enough people are familiar with Flight of the Conchords. People are talking about the lockdowns here in Australia. I think I was thinking I might color some replicate it, but actually, you know, I actually titled the stream Lucent Update, so I might just leave it there, you know, with that, and keep it onto this one topic in case anyone watches it tomorrow. I guess I'm confused at what the preview and Crackhead Cut are, and that they were separate from the main book. Oh well, Billy, the main book, Waking Dream, is the 60-page story. That's the main story. There's a supplemental. I mean, the cat's out of the bag now. It's like an interview section at the back. Someone asked me after reading it, they really enjoyed it, but they wanted to know, like, where does that fit in? I'm not going to give away any spoilers, obviously. And I said to him, it's what they're saying about themselves and the story is canon, but the interviews themselves do not happen within the kind of canon plot line. It's purely more of a character exploration thing. But that wasn't your question. So that's the main book. That's the one with the. Do I have one here? I do, but it's under other comics. So, and then, but there's this book here. So everybody gets this. This is the 12-page preview of the next book, the sequel, which is called Painted Death. So you read this after. This is the dessert, as Antoine put it. And then this here is the unedited edition, which is the book unformatted for American comics. This was when I originally laid it out like this, it was supposed to be printed as a French style BD, you know, album size. And so I reformatted these pages down to a normal size American Western comic. That meant all the panels were reformatted. You know, I've got like, I don't know how many panels I've got in this thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 panels on the first page. So, you know, on the first page of when you get the main book, I think it's actually 4. And then, you know, that's before any of the color edits, before any of the art edits, before any of the lettering edits, before any of the dialogue edits, is all in this. So you get to see what I did before Joe, before Eric, before I even thought about printing it. But not everyone gets this. So this is an extra thing. It's a secret perk. I sent an email out. I've put it in a bunch of stream links and everything. If you didn't get this and you want it, you can add it to your anyone who hasn't had their order fulfilled yet can add it to their order. Free shipping. I think it's $15 US. It ends up as 32 pages. There's a little bit of, you know, bonus stuff in the back. It comes with a foreword from Joe. It comes with a kind of an explanation. Oh, shouldn't show that. Explanation from me at the back. And yeah, you know, it's the Crackhead Cut. It started off being called the Crackhead Cut because a lot of the faces in there, Ella looked a bit like a crackhead. Bancroft didn't even send me. You didn't buy it, Rob. You didn't pay for it. And I have limited supply. I mean, I don't have any left right now. They have to be reprinted. So, once he has it all sorted, we will eviscerate them. Okay. Yeah. So yeah, that's a separate thing. The Crackhead Cut, the unedited edition. So there you go. That's what I'm talking about. And that's being reprinted. I think I need to print 50 of them. That'll cover everyone, and plus some more, and then some 250 of the preview. How's that free poster going? Thank you, Rob. It's wonderful. Rob, I gave you a doodle. I hand drew on your mailer, on your quick pack mailer. No one else did that. No one else got that. All right, you're special. Oh, thank you, Jeremy. He put the link in there for the secret perk. Yeah, I think we sold 70. So between now and then, and now and 1,000, I'll have an extra 30. So that's not a doodle, that's a remark. Those are expensive. I'm not familiar with that word, George. Melanie's telling people where their package. Yeah, I've got to do an update. I'll try and condense what I've said here tonight into an update somehow, and then I'll also send everyone will get the link who's still waiting to be able to track their wherever their parcel is more accurate, because I think Australia Post just says it's in the air or it's in the US somewhere. There's another site that for some reason gives much more detailed information. I'm going to. I still have the package. I'm keeping it. Well, maybe it'll be worth something one day. No, it won't be. We know it won't be. Where is the Kuma edition? You're gonna have to talk to Shane about that. I wouldn't do anything in the Kuma realm without the Kuma King's permission. A remark is when an artist draws something on the actual book. It makes the book very valuable. You drew it on the Gemini mailer even more. I see your point now, George. You are correct. You are correct, Tommy. It's just frustrations. It's just printing frustrations. It is getting sorted. The biggest frustration is, I'm already late, and then the starting of the fulfillment was pushed back because of printer mess ups, and now the ending of the fulfillment is being pushed back. Hopefully only by a couple of days, but still. It's like I sent out a tweet a couple of weeks ago saying, is everyone else dealing with this? And I realized that it's really hit and miss with these printers. Some of them saying, yeah, I always get 20%, 10% messed up, and another said, I've never had a single copy screwed up in all my time printing. And then it's very frustrating. So I guess and then on top of that, I heard it said, and that's what happened with me with Mixum Australia, is you can use a printer for a year, dozens of print jobs, and it'll be fine. And then just one day it's not. And then you go to them and say, hey guys, what's going on here? And they just ghost you and then tell you, sorry, tough luck. That's printing, it's just printing that her arm looks jaundiced and there's nothing we can do. They said it's printed on a different paperweight, and it was printed with more on a page, so we can't guarantee that the colors on the interior pages are going to match up to the other one. So even though they had 8 times before, and to me that's not a professional print job. I'm sorry, you didn't provide me with the service that I paid for. And they're not cheap either. They're not cheap. I'm going to... And plus, you think of all the time I spent, the time and money, because I paid for proofs. It's very frustrating. It's very frustrating. But, we get there, we live, we learn, we find better companies. We can, move on. Hopefully things just get better and better. I think the print job is going to be fantastic going forward. I'm crossing both my fingers. Antoine says, those messed up copies can be sold at the local bookstore signing. Normies don't care. Yeah, I don't know if I want them out there, though. All messed up and everything. It's yeah, I think I would rather... People have asked me, like, what are you going to do with all your damaged, Waking Dream books? I think I'm just going to destroy them, because I can print a new, a second edition, a second printing with a new cover on it for the second campaign. Bancroft can buy some crayons and recolor them by hand. The remark value will be off the charts. Yeah, add a little bit more red back into them. Exactly. And this wasn't their first mistake. No. Well, it was their first mistake with me, but I mean, Mixam have been leaving a trail of disappointed creators in Comicsgate alone. You know, so no more Ashcans in the future. Maybe not. Like, I don't know. I mean, the Mixam Australia managed to send 250 without a single dent on any of them. I wish they had have printed them properly in the first place. I would have been able to use them. But the point is, it can be done. All you need is a little bit of quality control in the packing part of the process. They double bagged them. They put bubble, what is it called? Bubble wrap, whatever. You know, they put it in a good thick box that didn't bend. It can be done, but you know, is it that difficult to get a printer who's got quality control at the print, sort of at the file? You know, you get the file, they'll check it and say, oh, you know, you're missing some bleed on this page or whatever. You know, check it there, check it at the printing, making sure it's does this actually look anything like the PDF we received, and then finally at the dispatch part of it. You're exactly right, KSS. They're the Russian roulette of printing. Some people, fantastic. This is one of the reasons why I went with Mixam. Vestige, which went through Mixam, but then you realize, well, that was Mixam US, and who knows what printer they went with then, because I know other people like Artie Bear who received the exact opposite from Mixam US, and I'd never had a problem with Mixam Australia until now. And then I realized, well, if you want some customer service, you have to call Mixam UK. Do I have to send my copies back to the UK? Is there anyone here in Australia who'll look at them? Bancroft, can we make fire arrows? I'm just gonna leave that one there, I think. Mixam did door kickers, no problems. Mixam done a lot of books, no problems. That's something like fantastic, amazing print quality. Mixam UK have been great for me. There you go. Mixam UK screwed up, I mean, almost all my books. Not all, no, well, just by unit, They've the 1,000 of the preview book, the Ashcan thing, whatever you want to call it, and then a third of the main books. Oh, right. To destroy. Rob, I was talking about that minutes ago. Yes, to destroy the extra copies. That would be good. Yeah. For me, I'm not really down with the whole battle damaged campaign thing. If other people want to do it, go for it. That's their thing. I would just rather make a new cover and sell a second print version of it. It makes the first print rarer too. I think Clint uses Mixam. His books look great. Lots of people do. That's why I went with them. Good night, David. Great to see you in the chat finally. David is a regular, but he's a lurker, he told me. You can add a small anchor on the hand to the misprints and call it the extra limited special Jar Pirates edition. Not sure about that, Tommy. Not sure, but maybe. It's because Mixam is a conglomerate of many, many printers. Exactly. They're a print broker. And I think I'm done with print brokers. This group that I'm going with now for these reprints, they're in Melbourne. I can actually drive out and watch the things come off the press as they're coming. So that's huge for me. Can't wait to get my copy of the Lucent, Michael. It's in transit now. Man, I can't wait for you to have it and tell me what you think of it. Russ's book, again, was just another reason why I was happy to go with Mixum UK. It's immaculate printing, and the prints that I have in my thing, he told me what like paper weight and kind of paper that he used for the printing of his prints, because they were just so good. And I went with Mixum Australia, and they were brilliant. I can't say good enough things about the printing of those A4 prints. It's like an internet connection, says Rob. The majority of people will be fine, but someone somewhere will get screwed. Yeah, and I just think if it's just me, okay, that's fine. But we've since jumped onto, I know you can go to review sites, and there's a lot of people with 1-star reviews who have the exact same story. I've been printing with Mixum for years. They've been amazing. And then one incident happens, and it's just ghost town. They're finding it really hard to get anything out of them, and they're not listening to what they're saying, and it's like the years of sending these guys jobs just means nothing to them at that point, and it's pretty disappointing. Rob says the Lucent, it didn't suck, and I will take that. I will take that to the bank. Maybe we'll print that on the back cover of the second book. I don't know. Sam says we put those damaged books onto a boat or floating platform of some kind with lots of kerosene. We should see them at flaming arrows, like a Viking funeral. Well, we had the guy riding through, I think it was in New South Wales, maybe, on a horse, like William Wallace style at the border protest. I think maybe, yeah, we start going a bit old school with what's going on here. Mo says puzzles are hashtag not that lame. Bless my heart. Thank you, Mo. I never thought I'd read that. Being on site when books are printed is ideal, but annoying AF if you're working on the production team. Okay, well, maybe I don't know. I was just thinking for the main book. Is the per unit cost much higher at your local printers? I mean, supporting local printers do have value to itself. Yes, it is much higher, but is it worth it? Is the extra money worth it for the peace of mind and then the printed product? Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I'm I'm happy that I've been through this now. I see a lot of people have just kind of coasted through and never had an issue with their printers. So, I can see, at least now I've had this experience, and, it'll make me value a good print job and a good printer and someone who I know I can just pick up the phone. I called this guy. As I said, I've had a working relationship with him on and off for the last 20 years. I called him on his mobile. He answered in 2 seconds. And in 10 hours, I had 2 printed copies at my door. Like, it's worth it. It's worth paying more, per unit. Can you guys even go out to burn stuff? Well, we got a fire pit actually just the other day. I mean, it's been raining ever since, but we've got it. It's ready to go. We got firewood and everything. Also, your time, stress, anxiety. I want you guys to get the best possible book you can get. These things ain't cheap. So I want you guys singing, saying CG books are the, top quality, and I want mine to be included in that. I'll check my DMs. I think I'm about to close it up, Rob. I'm going to go inside and have dinner, and I feel good. I've got this off my chest. As I said, somehow I'm going to have to put this into an update. But Bancroft is speaking like he's been through a messy divorce. This is the thing, man. I wanted it to work with Mixum Australia. I really did. I really like the ease of their platform. I was really happy with the the quality of everything that they've done until this point. And even when it came back shitty and washed out, I didn't feel bad. I was like, oh, they'll fix it up for me straight away. You know, they're a good company like that. They'll help me out. They know me now. I've ordered so many things. I mean, these are reprints. They've printed these books, these exact books before, so they'll be able to see, oh, that's not right. Here I am a week later, many emails later, a couple of phone calls, and they're just like, go F yourself. Color variants, But we live and we learn and we move on. It just goes to show you never really know someone until something bad happens. How Mo Biggs. I like that. Make Mine Comicsgate. Artsy. I like that. That should be a t-shirt. Make Mine Comicsgate. Maybe on a milkshake. I don't know. That sounds good. This is stuff you shouldn't have to deal with. It's just a waste of time. Shouldn't have to, but we do. We get better. We move forward. As we can see, check that out right there. 962. The road to 1,000. It seems like we're almost at the finishing line, which is incredible. I'm picking up at least 2, 3, 4 backers a day. It's crazy. I love it. I understand, though, it can't go on like this. It's because I think people know that it's about to close. I saw Tug tweet it out. Thank you, Tug. Yellow Flash tweeted out. A bunch of you guys tweet out. Tommy, obviously, every day. Thank you so much, man. I should refresh it. I will. There you go. Fantastic. I'll go have dinner with the family, and I'll see you all tomorrow for another late night with Comicsgate. Until then, have a great one. I'm just gonna close it out and end it. See you guys. Bye.